Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. Wow, 11 episodes, that's a lot. The big 1-1, right? But I'm Thermite 917 along with Kane Jr. 88. Unfortunately, Tyler couldn't be here once again, but that's okay. Hashtag Who Needs Tyler to Have Fun. We still have a great show planned. We're going to talk Talladega, and those were a couple wild races, if I do say so myself. We're also going to hand out some always entertaining awards. We're going to show off some of our favorite paint schemes and destroy our least favorite one. And we're going to make our fantasy picks for Kansas. So, just jumping right into it, Talladega, what else can you say about that, Kane?
I really don't know. It's always a wild card. They call it the wild card race in the Chase every fall, but the spring race is really no different. And there's really nothing much to say. You had the big one. You had some smaller wrecks that took out some good cars. You had stupid incidents. It's hard to put into words, but all that happened, and oh yeah, we also had a surprise winner too.
Yeah, that was awesome for Ricky Stenhouse. It's been, 158 races, I think?
That is correct.
And, Danica finally got a taste of victory lane in NASCAR.
Yeah, probably the only, well, unless Ricky wins again in the fall or at Daytona in July, that'll probably be the only time we see Danica in victory lane.
Yeah. It has,
Well, actually, no, Ricky's good at Bristol too, I remembered.
yeah, that's true. But
Yep.
someone told me, 9 months from now, maybe we'll see a Ricky Stenhouse Jr. out there.
Yeah, I think Ricky's gonna get some hashtag Danica action tonight.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know if I want to think about that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
as
Who never know.
yeah, but as far as the racing goes, because that's what really matters. Um, it was a really good race, I think. They didn't really ride around too long in log laps. The only time they were single file was during green flag pit stops, and actually the ends of the first two stages kind of calmed down for a while for whatever reason. Because with Xfinity, they had a wreck before the end of each one of those. So Cup was a lot different than that, and also Cup was a lot different than Daytona, which was a total wreck fest. Today only had one big one, and it was quite big. But then the last lap pass with Stenhouse, he got it done. It was really cool to see. And overall, I think the racing was just really good overall, and nothing controversial. That's always good.
Oh, absolutely. And also, you forgot to mention this year's race was definitely way better than last year's, where only 5 cars managed to get through the race without any damage.
Yeah, that race last year was like this year's Daytona on steroids. Every wreck was a flip.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's like there was a big wreck like every 10 minutes it seemed in this race a year ago, but this year's race was way cleaner. We didn't, like I said, we didn't have any major wrecks until the final stage. Obviously, that's when the big one happened, and that's also when Ryan Blaney had his incident, as well as Ryan Newman.
Yep.
But yeah, it was definitely a way cleaner of it, and I was actually happy for that. I'm glad that we didn't have, and too many guys, getting upside down. We only had one, and that was AJ Allmendinger, but
Almost two.
and his wasn't even almost two. Yeah, Chase Elliott in the same wreck too. That would have been crazy as hell. I thought, both Chris Buescher and Matt Kenseth getting on their lids last year, and then Kevin Harvick almost getting on his on the final lap. I thought that was crazy, but obviously this year was probably just as bad. Considering AJ spent extended amount of time on his roof, the blood all flowing to his head. He's
Well,
like,
it's
"Get me the
AJ,
hell out
so
of here!"
he's used to things being wrong on the head, I think.
Yeah, good one. Hopefully hopefully he wasn't on Adderall when that happened.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's a nut. So,
Oh, he
but,
is. Yeah.
but yeah, as far as the wreck went, since obviously that's like the main talking point. AJ just got a run on Chase Elliott and didn't really know what to do with it. He got to the left side of uh, the rear of Chase's car, and it just got chased sideways, and he couldn't hold on to it. And from looking at it when it was live, I thought Chase was the one going into the catch fence or something like that, the way he was headed, and then they changed the
Hmm.
angle, and Allmendinger's going over. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, really. And then all the good cars that were in it, like Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, shoot, who else? Austin Dillon, Danica. I mean, Danica was actually running okay.
She
I
was.
mean, she got stage points in the second stage. She finished eighth. So she was having a pretty solid run there. And then typical big wreck, and she hit the inside wall pretty hard. She actually hit it at that one part where it juts out, where the emergency vehicles can enter the track.
Yeah, that's where wasn't it Chris Cockrum
Hmm.
and Xfinity last year hit that?
Exactly. That's like the exact spot. Hmm.
Yeah, so Danica has a history of hard hits, and she didn't start her day off too
Yeah.
good because she had damage on the initial start. She got
After
in the back.
rear-ending David Reagan.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, she recovered nicely from that until the wreck. Um,
Hmm.
but it's just weird how AJ went over though. I mean, he literally just got pushed. Like Logano and Trevor Bayne just piled in there and just gently turned him over. Um,
Yeah. And what I'm impressed with is his car was still pretty well intact after they rolled it back onto the wheels. And because I think it was Jeff Gluck that posted a photo on Twitter and from the garage area showing that 47 car, and it was still pretty well intact.
yeah, I mean,
And that's
obvious.
impressive
Yeah,
considering how much damage there was.
yeah, I mean, because he did get pretty hard to flip him over, but then once he was on the roof, it
Hmm.
was pretty quiet and peaceful, I guess.
Well, he did say that he's had worse flights, coming in and out of the track. So
That collected, I believe, 18 cars. I think on Fox they said like
yep.
16, but Jayski said 18, so I'll go with that.
Yeah, because suppose somehow Ty Dillon got involved, and I forget who else.
Yeah, I don't remember who they added.
Yeah,
And then Xfinity had two big ones, but they were about like 9 cars each or so.
yeah. So
So
two wannabe big ones, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I would definitely still call them big ones, but it obviously wasn't quite as bad as Cup. I know Ryan Reed wanted
Right.
to go over, but he got
Hmm.
back on his wheels pretty quick. In Cup, they also had a close call with Kyle Larson hitting the wall early because they got all stacked up. I think it was Greg Galding who was a lapped car slowing on the outside, and Stenhouse got in the back of Larson. Or was it? No, it was McMurray that got in the back of Larson, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, because I believe it was actually Greg Galding that caused Ryan Blaney's crash.
Yes,
So
that's right. That was a similar situation, kind
that's
of.
that's probably that. Was that what you were thinking of,
I think
or
that is what I was thinking of.
yeah?
But when Larson hit the wall, they were still kind of stacking up then too.
Hmm. And once again, McMurray was quick changing lanes every 5 seconds.
Man, he
But
was
just like, yeah,
he was so
just like in
aggressive.
Daytona. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it paid off for him. For once, it actually paid off, and he finished second
yeah,
without a scratch on the car, which I'm impressed considering every time we go to a plate track, he always winds up in a big crash. So
yeah,
yeah, for once, Jamie Mack had a solid run at a plate race.
yeah. I mean that move on the backstretch on the last lap was just insane. Like I don't know how he got through there. That easily could have caused another wreck. With I think it was Jimmy
Hmm.
Johnson he went under, and then
Yeah.
then going into three, like he eased into Kyle Busch and almost and hit him too. So he
Yeah.
he was just trying to make a dramatic exit, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean you want the last lap to be drama filled, especially at Talladega. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, Stenhouse, he did such a good job blocking. I mean, he just kind of snuck under Kyle Busch and held on from there. He's having a great season too. I mean, that's his fifth top 10, I think.
I've been hearing a lot on TV and well as on social media that this is supposedly the year of the two-car team because
Yeah.
Ganassi has turned it around. I mean, obviously today Roush turned it around. They finally scored their first win since Carl Edwards at Watkins or not Watkins Glen Sonoma in 2014.
Yeah.
Furniture Row's now a two-car team, and they picked up right where they left off last year. I mean, not just with Martin Truex, but Eric Jones as well.
Yeah.
So that's yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised Eric Jones has been doing so well already. So,
Well, I mean, considering how he ran in the trucks and Xfinity last year, I'm really not surprised.
yeah, I mean, he's just talented in whatever he's in.
Yeah. I mean, you can make the argument that he's been in great equipment his whole career. Well, yeah, true, but you also kind of need to have talent. I mean, hell, look at Cody Coughlin. He was in a KBM truck last year, and he still did shitty.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's not talk
yeah,
about Cody Coughlin.
yeah. Let's not.
we, we have,
I'm right with you there.
but we'll have that segment next week.
Yes, because for the first time since April 1st, the Truck Series will be racing this Friday night at Kansas.
Yeah, good advertisement
Hmm.
there.
Yeah.
That's always an exciting one. I know. Just obviously going off topic, but that's where Ben Rhodes uh, made a Ben Rhodes move.
Absolutely.
So maybe we'll see that again.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, anyways, back to this race. What would you give the rating today for this one?
Oh man, I want to give it like an 8.5, maybe even close to a 9, maybe like 8.9 or something. I mean, I already talked about it. Like it was just great racing, not controversial, nice last lap pass. So yeah, I mean, it was just entertaining from start to finish. All the drivers put on a good show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right with you there. I mean, the lowest I think I'm going to give it is an 8. I mean, this was obviously Talladega is always an exciting race. It's even more exciting if you're there in person, because not just on Sunday, but also Saturday, not for both the Xfinity race as well as Saturday night for whichever huge band is playing in the infield. And also, you got all the parties going on the boulevard. You can't get enough of that. Hopefully, you don't wake up. Hopefully, you don't wake up too hungover with a bunch of not safe for work photos saved on your phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm sure you gave it an 8 instead of a 9 or something because Junior didn't do so good at the end. But
Well, actually, I'm gonna look past that and give it an 8.5.
yeah, this is a breakthrough for you,
Mm-hmm.
Kane.
Oh yeah. Well, and I'll actually discuss that more during our awards segment. So,
Yeah.
yep.
But yeah, that's Talladega for you. All right, so let's hand out some awards. The first one is Fresh from Talladega, and that goes to Eric Almirola for winning the Xfinity race. Man, he finally won one straight up. I mean, he had no substitute driver. Go back to Milwaukee when he technically got the win when Denny Hamlin took over. There was no rain like his Daytona win and Cup. There was no caution to end the race like Xfinity last year at Daytona. He he finally got a legit one, and I know he was really happy about it. So good job for him.
All right. Our next award is hashtag McWeapon. Just like in the Daytona 500, Jamie McMurray once again almost caused the big one and was extremely aggressive. I mean, as I said during the intro, he was changing lanes like every 5 seconds it seemed, and it almost did take out a few good cars. Hell, he actually took out his teammate in the very early stages of the race, but for once it actually paid off for him as he came home second with a clean race car. So it actually worked. So way to go, Jamie Mack.
All right, and as usual, it's the boner of the week for our next award. It goes to AJ Allmendinger. I mean, that's kind of obvious. He ran over Chase Elliott and caused a big one. I don't know where you're going, AJ, but you know it's called a windshield. You can look through it. um, but and he ended up on his lid, so some instant karma, I guess. But oh, AJ, you finally get to the front. You might have a chance to win, and it's gone. So, moving on from that, the next award is the Cigar Award, also known as Slick Rick Part 3, because I mean it's the story of Ricky Stenhouse the past couple weeks. He got the pole today. He was the fastest car, one of the fastest cars all race, and he brought home his first Cup win. I mean, it's been such a long time. I mean, he's a proven Xfinity champion, and he struggled so much in Cup. I know that's partly, Roush Racing as a whole to blame, but it's nice to see him back. It's nice to see the team back. So, I mean, good job, Ricky. Gonna get some of that Danica action. Oh, and I think Kane, you mentioned the lucky striped cigar or something like that.
That's correct. That's another Jimmy Spencer award that he gave out a couple of times for drivers or crews who were extremely lucky. And that actually goes to Dale Jr. Even despite having a loose wheel at the end of the race and coming home 22nd, he managed to avoid not one, but two wrecks. He avoided the big one when Kevin Harvick cut right across his nose. He almost hit him, but thankfully did not. And then right after that, Ryan Newman almost got him as well. He missed that one too. Impressive. And, considering the loose wheel, how he was lucky the loose wheel didn't break right off, because else he and Greg Ives and the team would be facing a pretty damn big fine right now. And that's not what we need, not with the season we've been having.
Yeah.
Which of course will lead in to our next award. Man, first of all, I need to crack open a beer. This is getting crazy right here. And let me just say, I'm not looking forward to this. I mean, listen, I have been a card-carrying loyal member of Junior Nation since 2002. And I recently joined Twitter in 2015 because I wanted to be able to interact with all the drivers, the crews, and everybody else. But I also decided to follow some fellow Junior Nation fans. And let me just say, after the race today, I finally realized why I avoid Twitter during the race. And let me tell you, Junior Nation, oh my God, all these mean tweets. It's like I was reading the mean tweets from Jimmy Kimmel Live. I mean, look at all these things. You got one guy that says, I say Greg Ives should be suspended for the loose lug nuts. I mean, listen to your fucking driver, Greg. If Ives decide to listen to Dale once a damn while, shit, bring back Steve Letarte. Only one lug nut was tight. Well, that's one more than what Greg has. Really? You're going to blame Greg Ives for the fact that Junior had a loose lug nut on the car. Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Think. You really think Greg Ives is the one that decides whether a loose lug nut should be on the car or not? No, that's the pit crew's fault. Blame them. Okay, man, they had a great day today up until that point. But hey, you know what? Oh, let's just blame Ives. Let's just blame him for all of Junior's problems. Well, guess what? Not every problem is Greg Ives. Not every problem is Junior's. Look, they win as a team, and they lose as a team. And I can't believe you guys can't remember that. So I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to give you the big crying towel. It goes to Junior Nation. Oh, they drank too much Oscar Blues, and they're taken to the streets. It's been an emotional weekend, but, oh, man, emotions are running high. They can't take it anymore. Oh, why you gotta do this? Why you gotta make me ashamed to be such part of a big nation of fans? Oh. I mean, Junior even said during the Dale Jr. download one time that if you ever bash his pit crew, he's gonna block you on Twitter. And you don't want that, do you? Your hero, your savior, blocking you. Oh, and if that's not bad enough, there's some fans out there who are blaming a certain individual for Junior's bad luck just because he was at the race. That's not right. Just because he's at the race doesn't mean Junior's going to run bad all the time. It's his right to go, especially considering this is Junior's last season ever. Let him go. All right, he earned his money. Let him go to the races. This is not fair to him. It's not fair to any of the fans. They deserve to go. Oh, man. I'm so sad right now. I mean, I just wish Junior would start doing good again. I know it's not his fault. But, man, it's just so tiring.
Oh, my God.
And I know. And I'm going to be honest. That is the one reason why I hate when Junior does bad. Not because it hurts the team's confidence, but all those stupid fans who look for any excuse, you know? It's like, why can't you just accept the fact that Junior has shitty luck? Seriously.
I don't know what to say after that one. That was amazing. That I could tell that came from the heart. Like that was passion, man.
Now, not all Junior fans are bad. I mean, hell, look at Tyler. He's not a bad. I mean, he's not one of those people, thank God.
Yeah,
And
he's a
neither is Demandi.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're okay people.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember Spencer actually gave away the big cream towel to NASCAR once because they didn't throw a caution when there should have been one. Oh,
That
I should have read the excerpt from the Jeff Gluck article. Maybe then they'll understand.
yeah.
Yeah,
But holy
it's not.
crap.
It's now we know why. Now we know why Junior's been struggling on plate tracks. It's
Yeah.
because of this horsepower reduction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but you brought it
Mhm.
up earlier, and that has
Yep.
changed the racing a lot. You just can't go anywhere.
Nope. And
But
unfortunately, Junior doesn't seem to have any friends on the track to help him. Not even his teammates.
yeah, he always seems to get shuffled back.
Yeah.
Heck of a crying towel.
Yeah. I mean, when you're giving the crying towel to a group of over 1 million people that are scattered across the continental U.S. and other parts of the world, you gotta really make it memorable, man.
Yeah,
You gotta get the message out there.
I mean, you're probably gonna have to change your name and move to Canada, but I mean, it was
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's your crying towel.
Yeah.
All right, here are the paint schemes of the week. Enjoy the slideshow. Hope you enjoyed that. There were some pretty good schemes this week, including the one from Arca. Just want to give a shout out to that one. Good job for them.
Yep.
Um,
Way to go, Spencer Davis.
yeah, but now we uh, this next one, it's not as good.
No.
And um, the worst paint scheme of the week, we agreed, and it goes to Chase Elliott's Hooters car. And you know, today, it didn't look as bad as the renderings and all that. And like when they first unveiled it, I think the number stands out a little better. But it, it's another lazy Hendrick design. I mean, someone get me a ficus. I gotta, take a piss again. But I
Yeah.
mean, what do you have to say about it, Kane?
Yeah, I have to agree. It was definitely could have been way better executed. I mean, Hooters is one of the most legendary sponsors in NASCAR history. I mean, they were with Alan Kulwicki when he won the championship in 1992 that nobody thought he would win. And they not only that, they even sponsored that exact race in Atlanta, the Hooters 500, which is considered one of the greatest races in NASCAR history.
Yeah,
And I was excited when they announced that they were sponsoring Chase Elliott this year. I have to say, I was excited because, first of all, who doesn't love Hooters? I mean, seriously. But then when I saw the paint scheme, I was like, really? That's the best you could do?
yeah. And like
And
with Alan Kulwicki's, I mean, that was a simple car too, but it was simple in the right way. It became such an iconic scheme. But this one, it's like they were trying to make it, like a special looking thing, but this one looks
hmm
just half-assed.
exactly. Yeah. It could have been. First of all, I actually would have loved to see Alan Kowicki. Whoa, excuse me. I would have loved to see Alan Kowicki's paint scheme on this 24 car, maybe for Darlington.
Yeah.
Although,
Uh,
well, actually, no, that
bit,
really wouldn't work because two guys ran it last year, Greg Biffle and Regan Smith. So,
yeah. I mean, obviously
yeah,
it's been
so.
done, so it might have been
Mm-hmm.
a little overkill. But as far as doing
Exactly.
something different, this was not really the way to go.
No, it was not. I'm not really sure which of Chase's schemes would be considered the best this year. Maybe his Kelly Blue Book car, which he actually still has yet to run. I don't know when he's going to run it this year. But his Napa car could have been better. Obviously, the Little Caesars car could have been better. And his recently revealed Mountain Dew car that he's going to be running at the All
Oh
Star
God,
race.
that piece of
Yeah,
stupid. Oh my God.
I mean, yeah.
That's definitely going to
Hell,
be a worst paint scheme
yeah.
down the road, so we don't have to talk too much
Oh,
about it. But
absolutely.
but
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Come on,
Ugh.
guys.
Yeah. I feel like the crime towel should go to Hendrix Designers.
It probably will that week,
Oh, absolutely.
but I can't even think about that one. But to get it together.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really not much else to say. I mean, why there's so many lines on this one?
Yeah.
And on the.
Hell, I understand why Alan Kowicki's car looked the way it was. It was supposed to look like the Hooter girls' uniform, white on top, orange on bottom.
It all makes sense now. I didn't even think about that before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Plus, it was annoying how the Hooter girl. Obviously the Hooter girls were in his pit box and everything. I thought that was hilarious, but that was about it.
yeah.
That was about the only thing I liked about Chase having Hooters car this weekend.
Yeah. But at least the car doesn't have that A pillar spike that you hate so much.
Oh yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that this week. I thought they were gonna put like a white one in, where once they got the like NASCAR race car sticker.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad they didn't. It's about freaking time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But poor Chase. He's a better driver
I
than
know.
his cars look like.
Yeah, I just hate it for his guys.
I do too. I hate it for Hendrix guys
Yeah.
because their ficus is going to get so ruined.
Oh, it is. I was gonna say the one saving grace this year was Junior's Exalta car, but then I remembered. Oh wait, Sam Bass painted that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Sam Bass, I mean, he needs money. He needs a kidney or whatever.
he
I mean,
does. He
you know,
does, and he had to sell off his entire collection this past week.
I know.
How sad! That's just so sad.
I know.
When you have to say goodbye to 36 years of your work right
Yeah.
there, that's literally your entire life's work, and you got to say goodbye to it. That's just sad.
Yeah. I mean, it would be awesome if he was just the official designer for NASCAR and just designed every paint scheme.
Mm-hmm.
The
I'm
world.
sure he can get in touch with the sponsors, and he can, work with them on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's gone for, the Exalta cars and stuff. But I mean,
Exactly.
I just want him to be like, you know what? Get out of my way. You all suck. This is my turn. I'm going to design this thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
You do it, Sam. You do it.
yeah, go Sam.
And maybe, just maybe, he'll be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
First ballot.
we can hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's your worst paint scheme. It sucks. Moving on to fantasy. The results from Talladega. I somehow won. I survived the carnage. Brad Keselowski finished seventh. Kane finishes second. He picked Denny Hamlin, who started 11th and finished 11th
In car number 11.
in car number 11. Then after that, DeMonte finished third. He picked Joey Logano. Was obviously in the big one. He finished 32nd. And Tyler, man, it sucks to suck. You thought you had something with Chase Elliott, but he almost flipped over, and that means he probably didn't finish too well, and he didn't. He finished 30th. So then for the points, Tyler does still lead, obviously.
But not by much.
Not, no, Kane is closing in. He's only 44 points behind. I am third, 88 points behind. Demani is fourth, 228 points behind Sad Face.
Yep.
But hopefully he picks this week. He hasn't given me his yet. So what'll happen there is he was supposed to pick second. He'll just lose that spot, and I'll plug in something later if he gives it to me. So,
Yep.
just getting right into that. I also have to uh, pick for Tyler because he is not here because he sucks. He is going with Martin Truex Jr. That is a good pick. He is always very solid at Kansas. Almost won there last year, right?
Yeah, I believe it was a loose lug nut or some sort of speeding penalty that got him.
Yeah. So that
It was
was
one of those.
that
Yeah.
was while he was still having bad luck.
Mhm.
um, but yeah, DeMonte finally gave me his pick. He is going with Denny Hamlin. Not a bad choice by any means. I know he was caught up in a late wreck in this race 1 year ago, but he's always strong at these kinds of tracks, so we'll see how he does. So, Kane, who are you picking?
I am going to go with the man who won there last fall, Kevin Harvick. Obviously, he has yet to win a race this year, but he has come close numerous times, and I think maybe this is the place where he can finally pull it off.
Yeah, he won there last year, I think.
Yeah, he did last
Yeah,
fall.
right.
Hmm.
All right. I am going with Joey Logano. He has won uh, 2 or 3 times in the past few years, and he was one of those was when he spun out Matt Kenseth and started all that drama. But I believe,
Yep.
he's good at redeeming himself after things go wrong, and obviously he had the big penalty at Richmond and was in the big one at Talladega. So I think he will come back and win at Kansas. So Joey Logano, and those are the fantasy picks for the week. Okay, that'll do it for another episode of Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. You have been behind the wall, like most of the drivers from Talladega today. Thank you so much for
Hmm.
watching. I'm Thermite 917 along with Kane Jr. 88. We will see you again next time. Yeah, I mean, you introduced everything last time, right? So it's my
Yes.
turn. Okay.
Hmm. Well, actually, it's Tyler's turn, but he's not here tonight.
Yeah, I
So.
mean, he can type it out and we can post it, but I don't think that would.
Hmm. Furniture Row's now a two-car team, and they haven't left off, or they left off right where they, I can't word it right. Ugh.
He finally won one straight up. I mean, it was good for him. It's I don't know what I'm talking about now. But that that was that was crazy. Like I actually was typing in the chat while that was going on because I didn't know when it was going to end. I'm just telling the guys like this is crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, first of all, I think the Cubs just won because my mom's going nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyways,
Hey, don't tell Tyler, but I forgot to say perky jerky at first. So I'm going to edit this in. Presented by Perky Jerky. All right, moving on. It is time for fantasy. And just to uh, give the results from last week. Um, oh, Jesus, hold on. It's this week, not last week.
yeah.
All right. I don't know what I'm going to say.
Hmm.
What am I going to say? Oh, and I have to pick for Tyler, too. That son of a
Yep.
bitch.
God damn it, Tyler.
Damn it, Tyler. You think, is Pennsylvania better than us? I mean, come on. What do we have to do to you?
Yeah, really.
I mean, it's like you don't love us anymore.
Hmm.
I need a minute.
Yeah.
uh,